everybody. My goal for today's video is to teach you about an asset disposal. So before we begin, you are going to have to derive a gain or loss with an asset disposal, and you will also have to do a journal entry. You are taking the asset off the books. So I have an example, and it's the exact same as your PowerPoint. So let's look at it. Insurers purchased fixtures for $10,900 on January 2nd, 2021. The life of the asset is 5 years, and they use the straight line basis. The residual value is $1,500. The accumulated depreciation as of 12/31/2023 is $5,640, and I'll show you how you get that. However, that number will be given to you in the same as in the lab. On January 1st, 2024, they sold the fixtures for $2,700 cash. You're going to figure out a gain or loss, and you're going to record a journal entry. So before we begin, I thought it would be help you understand the concept better to show you the original journal entry. You will not have to do this in the lab. So the original journal entry: insurers purchased fixtures on January 2nd, 2021 for $10,900. You debit fixtures, which is an asset. It's a fixed asset. And then you credit cash, $10,900. All fixed assets, except for land, have to be depreciated. And like it said in the problem, they use the straight line method. So, straight line, you know from prior videos that you will take the cost of the asset, you will subtract out the residual value, and you'll divide by the number of years. And when you do that, you will get 1,880. So I just showed you the journal entry for the first year. This is what this company would have done. They would have debited depreciation expense, 1,880, and credited accumulated depreciation, 1,880. This is only for 1 year. In the problem, it stated that they had depreciated the asset for 3 years. So in order to figure out the total accumulated depreciation, you would just take 1,880 and multiply that by 3. It gave you that in the problem. It gave you the accumulated depreciation was 5,640. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to erase, and now I'm going to show you how to figure out the gain or loss. Okay? I'm going to show you 2 ways to figure it out. Okay? So the first way that I'm going to show you how to figure out a gain or loss is by the following equation. Okay, so I look back at the problem. They sold the fixtures for $2,700 cash. So you put sold fixtures, $2,700. And that's the cash that they got for the fixtures. Next thing that I'm going to show you, however, I've already showed you this in prior videos, is you will derive the book value up to 2023. Why? Because they sold the asset on 2024. So you have to figure the book value for 3 years. So you will start with the cost of the asset. Remember, book value is cost minus accumulated depreciation. So I go back, the cost of the asset is $10,900. Next, I'm going to subtract the accumulated depreciation, which is, as of 2023, $5,640. Okay, subtract that out, and that will give me my book value. Okay, so book value, you take 10,900, you subtract out 5,640, and you're going to get 5,260. Okay, now one more time, that's the book value. So before you begin, you can eye it. Well, what's sitting on your books for this asset is 5,260. You only got $2,700 cash. You got a loss. So what do? You take the 2,700, you subtract out the 5,260, and you have a loss on sale of $2,560. Okay? So that's how you figure out the gain or a loss. A loss is going to have the same effect as an expense on the income statement, so it's going to subtract from net income. A gain is going to have the same effect as revenue on the income statement, so you will add a gain. All right, so now the next thing I'm going to show you how to do, and I'm going to erase this, okay, is we're going to do the journal entry. So let me draw a line, okay, and the journal entry will be as of January 1st, 2024. Okay, so I have my debit and I have my credit. All right, so let's do it piece by piece. Okay, first thing we're going to do, we're going to go in order. Our debits are listed first. Well, we sold this asset for $2,700 cash. Cash is going to increase because I sold that asset. I'm receiving the cash. So I debit cash, $2,700. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the accumulated depreciation off the books. Accumulated depreciation is classified as a contra asset. Normal balance is a credit. When I take it off the books, I'm going to debit that account. So now the next thing I go over and I debit accumulated depreciation. Accumulated depreciation for this problem is $5,640. Okay, because remember they depreciated it for 3 years. Next thing I'm going to do is take the fixed asset off the books. The fixed asset is called fixtures. It's an asset. When I take it off the books, I'm going to credit that. Okay, so I credit fixtures. And I'm going to kind of add a space because I want to show you how to figure out a gain or loss another way. So then I credit $10,900. Okay, here's another way that you can figure out a gain or loss. You know from Accounting 1 that all your entries have to be in balance, which means your debits always have to equal your credits. If they do not, you did something wrong. Okay, so far, this is all we have. I add up both sides, 10,900, okay? And then I add up this side, 2,700 plus 5,640 gives me 8,340. Well, I'm not balanced. I know I have to be balanced. I will always go upward. I take the difference between the two. The difference is 2,560. What do I need to balance? I need a debit. Whenever you need a debit to balance your entry, I promise you, it will always be a loss. Whenever you need a credit to balance your entry, again, I promise you, it will always be a what? Right, it will always be a gain. All right, so the difference between the two is 2,560, so I put loss on sale, 2,560. Again, make sure you're balanced when you're done. All right, add up both sides, and you will see it will equal 10,900 on both sides. Okay, The lab will not require you to total these. I'm just showing you how to figure out the gain or loss. And that's how you do an asset disposal.